Yo, what up guys, Beside here. This is my champion guide or champion spotlight for a legendary champion who is very popular in raid that I've had for a long time. And I'm finally doing a champion guide on him because there's a 10x for him today as you're watching this video, and his name is Prince Kymar. This champion is not quite unique in terms of his character design because he looks exactly like this champion Tyrant Eliximo. It was back then, way back then, when raid designers were kind of lazy, just, you know, changing a few things about the character design and giving it a new name. But these days, every new champion in the game comes unique with a different, totally crazy design that you've never seen before. So that's Prince Kymar, and is known for one thing in raid. I use him personally in PvE, in dungeons, every other content, but he's known as a champion who resets the cooldown of your allies. Basically, when your allies take a turn right here, I'm talking about his skill. That is this one, right? That's where a lot of people use him the most. When your allies take their skills, take their different event skills, it all goes on cooldown for 1 turn, 2 turn, even up to 4 or 5 turns. He's the champion that comes there and resets the cooldown of all skills. It's not like 3 turn cooldown or 2 turn cooldown. It's just going to be available again for you to use. Basically like the other small version of, what's his name? That rare champion that can do it, but not totally. But Prince Kymar will make your 5 turn cooldown skill come out immediately for you to use it instantly. So that's why they use him in a lot of dungeon content or fast battle content right here, because once you use your skill, he can make you use it again just by resetting your skills. He also fills the turn meter of all allies except himself by 20%. That's a skill. That part I didn't know about that, to be honest. I didn't know that part is also added to the skills. I only use him to reset the cooldown of all my ally skills in PvE dungeon content, and then I go again with my skill in the second wave. Now, for those champions or those players who are using this champion for the arena, he will not just serve the purpose of this resetting in the arena, he will also use this to remove all buffs from the enemies and also place them on sleep. Sleep debuff is not that way to control the enemies, but just because you're removing all buff, it's useful. So the enemies just end up missing their turn if they don't have anybody waking them up right here. So the important part of that skill on the A2 is to remove all the buffs that the enemy have. So there are other champions who can do similar things in raid, but he was one of the OGs who used to do it back in the day, which means in the arena, you just have a bunch of buffs on you. Back then when it was released, we didn't have buffs that could not be removed. Right now, we have buffs that are fully protected. You can't even remove them. But you have a bolster set these days. You really can't remove a lot of buffs in raid. But back then, you could totally strip all enemies of their buffs if you can meet the resistance check, and then he'll begin to allow the other allies go into town on the enemies. So that's what he was known for. But these days, I guess you could still use this in some content that they have buffs on them, but it's not popular anymore like it used to because of the polymorph meta. But in this video, I'm going to show you how you use him basically in PvE. We'll also test him in some arena battles to see whether it's still useful for that content. If you're using him for the first time in raid, if you're still early to gold 4, gold 5, it's still useful, I guess. And now for the A1, this champion places 5% poison debuff for 1 turn if this attack is critical. So most players will build critic rate into this champion just because they just have that 1 poison to be added to the enemies, especially PvE content. If you don't care about this A1 and the poison it places, 1 poison, don't put crit rate on this champion. He's not built for damage. As you can see, he's a debuffer, somebody who needs high amount of accuracy, high amount of speed. If you're looking for these 2 stats, you don't want to be putting damage on a champion. So he has an aura that is just speed lead in the arena, 30%, which is equivalent to what you use for an arbiter. If you don't want to use her in the leader slot, he can be that champion in the leader slot for your arena only battles though. All right, that's Prince Kymar's skill. Let me show you how I build this champion. I will show 2 builds. It's similar. It's not like a totally different build. I just wanted to use this opportunity to rebuild this champion today because since I built this champion on my account, I've not revamped his gear. What am I talking about? This is when I got him the first time. This is how I built him. What I was looking for is accuracy and speed. Those are the 2 things. So as long as I hit those stat requirements, I did not mind the type of gear I was putting on him, as long as it met the requirements. So the first thing you notice that I was going for perception, which is how you get a lot of accuracy on a champion who needs a lot of accuracy. The next thing you can see, I'm going for 1 set of speed, also speed set. These are the 2 sets that you use in the early game most of the time. Now for end game content where you need high accuracy, crazy amount of accuracy, 500 accuracy and above, you will need to go perception, 3 pieces of perception set. I mean 3 sets of perception. I mean, so this is not just, I'm just using one, but if I go triple perception set right now, his accuracy might hit up to 600, 700, but I don't want to do that because it's still gonna get shipped or it's not that useful in my arena team. At least for my area, I'm not very competitive in the arena right now, so I don't need him to be crazy amount of accuracy. Instead, what I need more about from him is speed, a little bit speed than accuracy. So I'll rebuild this gear and I'll show you the stats first of all to see if I can get a better start by the end of this video for my Prince Kymar. So this is going crit damage. Why do I have crit damage over here? His crit rate is not even high. I have 6% crit rate. I know why I went towards crit damage glow, because he had triple roll on speed. You know, back then I could not just get enough good speed sets, so I was just using any speed gear I have. And consider that I've built Abita in my fastest speed. I've built Yumeko in my fastest speed. I've built what's her name now? Lady Kimi in one of my fastest speeds. So he was left with little or no speed gear, so he was left scrapping around for some broken pieces right here. For a champion who needs a lot of accuracy, you always want to go accuracy on the chest, and of course speed boost right here. And then for his banner, you always want to go with accuracy banner. I think I will have a better banner by now with more rolls of speed. And then it doesn't matter what you put on the chest, as long as it survives a little bit and doesn't just go down for PvE content when he's hit by the bosses. And then that's accuracy sub stat I was looking for. And then I just put this one because it has a 25% chance of changing a critical hit into a normal attack. Even if it's a 5-star, it still did that job for me. So I think I'll have a better 6-star option by now on my account. All right, that's my first Prince Kymar build, and I'll also show you the first mastery that I used to use on him. This champion, like I said, was built just for accuracy PvE content, so I focused a lot on accuracy. Now if you're going to use this champion in content that requires him to do damage to the bosses, you want to go with War Master. But I've never really seen anybody going with War Master for Prince Kymar. He needs so much accuracy that this is the best. Eagle Eye is the best way to go for him. There is no doubt about that. Eagle Eye is the best way for high accuracy. I don't think there's anywhere you want to use Prince Kymar where you don't care about accuracy. But if you have enough accuracy from your gear, you could probably go towards something like increasing the your turn meter if somebody drops below a certain percentage, I guess. But offense street Prince Kymar, I've never seen it. You want to check out Erhate's website. It has other options for other PvP, PvE masteries options for you to check out. For now, I'm not going to be changing my masteries. My masteries will stay the same. I just want to see if I can get higher accuracy and better gear from this one that I currently have right now. So my first build for Prince Kymar is looking at 510 accuracy, 300 speed. Those are the 2 stats I'm looking forward to. Nothing else. I'm not even going to make his crit rate 100% because I don't care about that what do you call it, poison on that A1. So I'll just try to see if I can boost up his speed, boost up his accuracy, and I'll be right back with my second draft or my more end game Prince Kymar build. I'll be right back with the second build. All right, I've looked around, scoured all my artifacts, and it seems there is no update to my gear that I've had so far. It seems like I'll have to steal gear from people if I want to make my Kymar a little bit faster or even more accuracy. So I'm fine with this current build that I have for now. The only improvement that I was being suggested for was this chest that was going to take away some accuracy from the accuracy chest and give me triple roll on speed instead and get me over 300 around that speed, 306 or 310. What's the number? So that's the only improvement. So I'm not going to accept that changes. I will stick to my 1-year-old build for Prince Kymar because it still works in every content. I thought I could find improvements to the speed and accuracy, but instead I was seeing lower stats from accuracy. It was trying to get me to about 410 to get to 320 speed or 310 to get to 330 speed. I'm like, I don't need to be that fast for my Kymar. So I guess it's time for us to test him out in some battle. But before I do, let me suggest some builds for you guys in case you don't like a broken set like I did. I already talked about perception is the best way for newer players to come in. Triple roll on speed, or be triple speed set is the best way to go. He has to be fast, and accuracy chest is, accuracy banner is all you need. In the early game, you always have to go with accuracy chest when you don't have that banner going for you yet. So I couldn't even find an upgrade to his ring. That's how poor my gear is. I guess he's rocking the best he could. I don't know if I've revamped him earlier. But anyways, that's my Kymar, and his masteries will stay the same. In terms of His books, yes, they are all fully booked. And then Blessing. Now, this Kymar is mostly used in PvE content, dungeons, and all that good stuff. So that's why I'm not going to put any other masteries for him. But if you're going to use him basically in the arena, then you always want to go with this masteries. If you don't have anybody else in your team that has it, Intimidating Presence will increase your team's aura by a percentage. If you have it higher, it will increase your team's aura better. So that's the best one for PvP arena content that I've seen so far, and there might be others, but then for some other content, Polymorph is a way to go, Brimstone is a way to go for arena, also for Polymorph, then Brimstone for PvE content. So that's the 2 masteries or 3 masteries that I'll suggest for you guys. Now, I think I've talked about the masteries. No, I have to talk about some gear suggestions more. Back in the early games time when Prince Kymar first came into the game, he was best known as a champion people built in immunity. And Stone Skin is the now new immunity, right? So this is the set that back then you will see some high resist Prince Kymar. Because you cannot debuff them, that means they will definitely strip your buffs. They will definitely, where is it? This set used to be so popular in Prince Kymar back then. It was fast, it was high resistance, and now it's overtaken by Stone Skin. So this is still a viable way to go. This set requirements recommendations are for PvP. You can still use that set if you have higher speed on them, or you can still use this set. This will allow your Prince Kymar not get debuffed and instead put the enemies to sleep and be able to reset your cooldown. It becomes annoying to kill basically in immunity or Stone Skin. Those are the 2 sets that people used to use on him back then. I don't know if anybody is using Stone Skin on him these days, but I wouldn't recommend that for PvE content. For Stone Skin, it's not required. So I just wanted to put that out there, that perception and speed sets are not the only way to go. He's easy champions to build. Accuracy, speed, and it's good. What about resistance? It's up to you whether you even need it. All right, now for the first content that I use Prince Kymar for, I will show you that he's in almost all my team. Well, he's not in my teams anymore. Yumeko took over Prince Kymar role, at least in the Dragon, where he used to be the champion that resets the cooldown of all your allies, right? So if I just put this team together again, you see my Yumeko right here, and I'll run it with a Prince Kymar instead. Well, no, Dragon wouldn't work with Prince Kymar. Just because of this Seer right here, yeah, can I run him and use... Let me just run it at level 20, where poison is not that required, I guess. Do I still have that team? No, I don't. But basically, this team will normally run with a Prince Kymar. Right now, I don't have any poisoner right here. Let me see if it's going to be a successful run without a Kymar. I mean, without a Yumeko. He's going to run in right here and take her place. They do similar roles, but she kind of does it a little bit different. The difference between both of them is that she can reset the cooldown of other champions who have a similar skill like him, but he cannot reset a cooldown, right? All right, so in Prince Kymar, your presets have to be set so he doesn't start the battle with his skill. He can start the battle with his A1 or A2, whichever one you prefer. So he's not there for damage, but he still managed to place some poisons on the enemies. And I'm trying to just do any of my skills and then nuke them. Now we are on to wave 2. All our skills have been used on wave 1. What Prince Kymar is on your team for, if you set it in your team presets, is to now use this skill. You have to tell him to open the battle with this skill to reset the cooldown of all your allies. You see what just happened? He's going to allow them use all the skills you just saw them use in the first wave. They are going to use them again. Decrease defense and weaken. I should have saved that for the boss. Nuke. And that is the job of Kymar, that is the job of Yumeko or whoever else does the same thing. So that's why they are in our teams in raid. It's not for any particular reason. See, because they allow your team get through the waves faster. I don't care whether you're running a Seer team or you're running a Poison Explosion with Eleanor or Xavier and some Poison champions, right? Prince Kymar will still reset their skills and allow them use it on the second wave once you get to the second wave. That's his role on your teams right there. Let's see if we can take down this boss without poison. Normally, I use Yumeko to take the boss down. When I fail this run. But I think you've seen the role of Kymar. He doesn't need to do anything else in this battle. Let's see if we can come around to our skills. I don't think so. All right, I'll use block damage so I don't die. And without poison on this boss is a longer battle. Should I just end it? There he goes. I guess the start of the battle has ended, but you get the point. It's for wave 1 and wave 2, and then you can take down the boss any way you deem fit. So let me go again and show you the team preset in case some players don't understand what I mean by that team preset right here. If I was to put Kymar in here instead of Yumeko, I would go here and tell him to use Kymar presets. His A1 or A2 on team. No, I mean, this one, never use it on the first battle. You can open with this one instead. So never use this reset on the first wave. And then at the second wave, he can open with it. And then in the third wave, he can do whatever he wants. So this is the preset that makes him not use it on the first wave, use it on the second wave, and then use whatever on the third wave. So that's how to set up a Kymar. Did I save the changes? I was not supposed to save the changes. But I'll remember to put my Yumeko back there. And yeah, that's my dragon team. It's not just dragon team now. I'm saying anywhere where you have a dungeon wave, I'll head over to another end game content where he shines a lot. That's the Doom Tower. Have I spent my keys today? I have spent my keys, but I can still run a battle, right? Yes, I can. You're looking at it, right? This is a team that has a Kymar right here in it, right? And Yumeko at the same time. So they both reset each other's skills on wave 1 and wave 2. So depends on the preset I set. How do I start a battle? Yumeko A1, decrease defense and weaken. This is Doom Tower hard. No matter the flaw, if you have enough speed, this can happen. Kymar, what will he do? He started the battle with his A2 this time around because I let him use it. And then waiting for Sia to do her big nuke, melt everything. Now, the way I set it, even if I did not kill all of them, they're still not going to reset everybody's skills. Yumeko is not going to use her skill reset. Kymar is not going to use his skill reset until we kill this last man standing because he probably survived for some dumb reason. And finally, we can get to the wave 2 and do the same thing all over again. Remember, Kymar has not yet used his reset skill. Who is going to use this time around is Yumeko. She just reset the cooldown of Kymar's skills, even if he doesn't need it. And now we can do the same thing again for the second wave. He just reset the cooldown of Yumeko because she can use her skill again on the second wave. I thought he was supposed to wait for the next battle. But anyways, she was set to only use it once and then lock out. That's why she didn't use her own again. They keep resetting each other. And see, she's using her A1 now instead of her skill reset. I'm waiting for my champion to do the big nuke. What is she waiting for? Sia. Don't disappoint me, Sia. There she is. Kymar born. That's it. Oh, I forgot that this is the team that they come back to life and we'll have to take them down again. But you get the point. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. It's the same thing. It's still on full auto, and that's how I cleared Doom Tower waves. It's not that easy to do when you're new to raid, but I guess you could do the same thing for Doom Tower normal if you don't have the gear yet to do it on Doom Tower hard. I know that Doom Tower hard waves is one thing that a lot of people struggle with in the early game until you finally get a consistent team that can do it every rotation. It doesn't matter the rotation, whether it's Boomer or other rotation, Dark Fey, you will get the same thing done back getting you through the waves. So that's the job of a Kymar, in this case Yumeko. Double Kymar maybe can do something similar, one resets in wave 1, the other one resets in wave 2, and the other one maybe resets in wave 3. That's how I've seen some people pair him with other champions who also reset cooldown of ally skills. All right, I think that's all I have to say about Kymar, and that's where I use them the most. I wouldn't be right without showing an arena battle though. You guys want to see an arena battle for Kymar? I guess let's just fight one battle in the arena and show you how a Kymar could see that right here. He could be the champion you put in the leader slot. Let me find a team that will not nuke me down in the first go. So in this case, I use Yumeko to reset the cooldown of my skills while also putting the enemy skills on cooldown. So she is becoming more popular in the arena than a Kymar. But for a go first team like this, if you don't want to use her instead, let's take down these two champions. He is a champion that is viable for the leader slot position. Yes. So I've seen some people go like this because with Kymar and what's her name? LeadCC, it's mostly the same thing, removing their skills, right? Their buffs on the enemies. So I don't think they pair well together. So I'll still put Kymar and somebody else who does who is going to put the enemies to sleep, stun, provoke, I guess. Any control champions, any turn meter reduction, turn meter boosting, I'll use a Lissandra in this case, just for a quick example. Or even a Deacon Armstrong can do something similar. And let me use a Lissandra instead. Or even a freeze champion will serve in that purpose. Let me add this one for this case. No, Prince Kymar has already removed their buff by then. You could bring on somebody who boosts the accuracy of Kymar. I'm looking for Lissandra. There she is. And then, do I need decrease defense and weaken? Maybe. Should I bring a Duchess just in case? Let me bring in Lydia. Or another win condition if I get nuked easily is let me just add somebody else. So in the leader slot, I could put some of that champion instead. In this case, we're trying to also go first, but I've seen Kymar being also used in a go second team. So who is the fastest? Lissandra. You see, Kymar is not the fastest in this team. My Lissandra is faster, so she will now. He boosted her with a little bit of speed, and then I'll put them to sleep. Especially that Abita is about to take a turn. Everybody go to sleep. You have enough accuracy to do it. And there are some allies in your team who have some masteries that when your enemies have sleep, provoke, stun, anything on them, they deal more damage. There's a mastery like that, I forget it, that allows some damage dealers deal more damage if the enemies are controlled. There's some masteries like that. Check it out on the mastery tree, on the offense tree, I think. So I'll just go in with the bombs and look them to oblivion. Abita just ended her career by herself. So basically, that's what a Kymar is supposed to do for you. Be the leader slot, helping your other champions who are going second. Sometimes he can go first. Control the enemies, provoke the enemies, remove their, put their skills on cooldown. There are a lot of things you can do with a Kymar in PvP. I've seen him do a lot, but you have to be careful with that, what do you call that, new debuff now that can ship you if you use debuffs on the enemies. But hey, let me know how you use your Kymar in 2023. Is he still worth going for in this 10x that is happening today? Because I still think this champion is amazing in PvE content. I don't see him a lot these days in PvP because of all the things that are going on with the arena. And I also don't see him very competitive content anymore. But he's still very viable in endgame content. Yeah, I'd love to hear your feedback about your Prince Kymar build, how you use him. What's your accuracy and speed like? Am I above capped or am I at the right sweet spot, 300 and 510 for those two important stats on the Kymar? I have to find many other ways to use this champion in the future, but for now, this is how I built him and this is how I'm going to use him in my dungeon content and also in the arena whenever he pops into those type of content. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want me to do a champion guide about a champion that you would want to see, make sure you comment below and I'll get around to it, build it fully and show you the champion build and test him out in content. Later, guys.